Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Freehold Pub Podcast Episode 2. Um, there is no face cam for the simple reason that I'm surviving off of 27 hours of no sleep. And
He's a zombie.
yeah,
He got
I'm
infected and his face is like peeling off and
yeah, I'm not trying to terrify people with that negativity and
yes.
grossness.
We have Shaqs, Lord Shaqs here, myself, Abyssol, and McCoy.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
McCoy was MIA last week. Um, it's fine because we had him replaced with the lovely Amber. So it didn't really make much difference. No, no, I'm
I
kidding.
know, we upgraded and now I feel like we downgraded again. We
Yeah,
just
it's
so
kind of
disappointed.
Oh, thanks, guys.
yeah, it's kind of meh now.
Oh,
But anyway, um, first topic of business: the continued leaks from Destiny 2. Um, the Iron Banner returning, the samurai armor, and it looks to be maybe that katana might be also Iron Banner related.
An
Um,
Iron Banner sword. This is super
right?
interesting.
That seems like some next level thing. That would be really cool, especially if they're going with the samurai theme. It could really like fully embrace us embracing our past, I guess, with samurais and the subclasses being like a sword, a sentinel, and a bow staff. But yeah, on that topic, what are you guys like thoughts and I guess feelings towards having samurai armor?
Oh,
I'm
well, it's pretty
excited.
badass, yeah. Pretty
I'm really
badass.
like,
Oh, go ahead, McCoy.
well, just with me, I'm really excited because a big thing, a big reason is that in Destiny One we see like Iron Man armor, we see like different like a certain style, like an ornate style. But I feel like with a samurai like theme, it really fleshes out like a deeper culture of like Iron Banner, I guess you could say. I feel like it adds more value to it. Like it gives me the feel like blades from the Elder Scrolls, kind of like that feeling. It's
Yeah,
really
the blades. That's actually a really good analogy comparison.
My thing about it that I'm super curious about is maybe it could have been probably maybe a shader on that hunter, but the red. Red has never been associated with Iron Banner. It's always
Yeah,
been green, gold, and
yeah,
white.
that is
So that's
interesting.
interesting. But then again, even on the katana, if that is the Iron Banner like sword thing, that had a red on it as well on the Titan, who didn't have like a red shader on.
It could
So that
be,
would be interesting to have red.
yeah, it could be
Yeah,
embracing a
like
uh,
yeah.
like a new color scheme, which would make sense. Wouldn't
It's
hurt.
because of Aphrodite. Saladin
Yeah,
died, so they want blood. Saladin
yeah.
death confirmed.
Oh my god,
GG.
is it?
I can't handle that. I still
Is it
can't do it.
really?
No, it's not.
We don't know. We don't know,
We don't
but
know
there's
anything.
speculation because we're wondering how they're gonna, what's gonna happen with Fellwinter's Peak because Bungie's already came out and said that they're only gonna have one social space for the launch of Destiny 2. So that means no Reefed and no Fellwinter's Peak.
Ooh,
So
that's
how
something.
story-wise are they gonna, deal with that? Is the question.
Oh, buddy, I'm excited.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of
And there's that one we talked about before, but that one scene in the trailer when it looks like we're climbing a mountain. That seems like it's Fellwinter's Peak, and that Cabal ship is flying away from like the peak. So maybe if that is Fellwinter's Peak, could the Cabal have just like nuked the shit out of it, killed Saladin? Ghost
no
can't revive, no light. Ultimate sad.
solid in his bay.
Ultimate
No,
angry.
I can't lose solid.
Somebody's
Yeah,
Also,
gotta die.
also, if
yeah.
I may,
Yep.
because it struck me, and I'm sure this is already circulated 20 times, but I feel it's worth mentioning the styles in which the different subclasses or the different classes are holding their swords. I feel like there's something going on there. Whether it's just like a class specific thing or if they expand on that as a, something with the style, maybe with the sword itself, kind of like how they're doing weapon mods. I'm curious
I
in what's
think it
going to happen
might be
there.
the sword itself because each time they've shown a class with a sword, it's been with
A
a different
different.
kind of sword.
Yeah. They
Like,
actually haven't technically
uh,
shown. Oh my god. You got wrecked.
they haven't shown a
Uh,
warlock with a sword besides out of the
Yeah.
Dawnblade Super. Um, But they showed the Titan with that broadsword type thing.
Yeah.
The Hunter with the katana. But then again, the Titan had that katana-looking sword on his back too, as well. The one that looks like the
Yeah.
Iron Man one.
Well, he also had like
Might
a
be Iron Man.
machete-looking thing with that red. That like looked like it was made of the bits and pieces of Cabal armor. That looked interesting.
And then there's even the pre-order sword that everybody
Yeah.
gets.
Whoa. That was good. Yeah, like to me, there's multiple things. Like there's so many different things this could be. It could mean. One thing that we know for sure is that that sword, the katana, is void. In the video, you see it clearly. Yeah, in the video, you clearly see it doing void damage. Yeah, then does a heavy attack with it. You 100% see void damage. There could be different burns for the sword, so that would be interesting. But the one he used in the video 100% was void. Yeah, continuing on the leaks, there was a video from obviously my wife now, an unknown player, showing some gameplay footage of PvP. And one thing that kind of stood out that he was talking about was the golden gun nerf, apparently, quote unquote nerf. In the video, you see him get shot by a golden gun at not full health and survive. But then the guy next to him gets one bagged by it, so that kind of like raised the alarm in my head that maybe golden gun, like it kind of does now, but has a more prevalent damage fall off. I feel like range now, since we get precision damage, it would make a lot of sense for there to be range fall off for golden gun, which with 6 shots I hope there is, because that would just be kind of fucked.
Well, you have to also remember the 6 shots is only with that certain build, and they do.
I thought that was
really quickly,
I thought that was every golden gun.
No, that's only the build. It's actually a perk in the tree that they had for the reveal.
Really?
Yeah, it's a perk. So that tree, it's not naturally like that.
So it's by default 3?
I'm not sure what's the default. Nobody knows because they only got to play as that one subclass tree. Because remember the other one was locked off, so they had to have the perk. So their golden guns were forced to have 6 shots. So we're not 100% sure on what the default is, I think. I haven't heard anything confirming what it is. But yeah, 6 shots is actually due to the perk with that cluster of perks in the new subclass system.
I'll be curious to see like if they do have a variation with like a variety of different like amounts of shots. That's interesting to see how it will affect strategy ultimately.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Bungie did give Golden Gun more damage fall off, because that's one of the things about it that, like, say, with Mayhem, why everybody rolled the Golden Gun in Mayhem is because
you one shot literally everything.
Yep, you can just map people.
And if you put on Over the Horizon, yeah, you were sniping everybody.
Yep.
Like, you can still get hit markers with the Golden Gun now from a certain range, or you won't kill an enemy in PvP, where you have to be far. But you put on Over the Horizon and Deadeye, and that person's dead. No matter how far they are, they get completely just sniped. So it would make sense for them to add a range fall off. My other thing I'm curious is, though, if they've added the precision damage, how would that work in PvP? Since they don't want supers to one-off each other, wouldn't a Golden Gun's precision shot still pretty much practically one-bang another super?
Well, you saw that the Golden Gun did one shot against the Sentinel in the trailer, remember?
It 3-shot it.
That was because he had his shield up, though. That was because he was doing the shield block thing. The shield block thing absorbed 2 shots, but after it went away, then he just one-shot the Sentinel.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty much the same as, like, the Border Dom.
Yeah,
it looks like. So, but they were also, like I said, they were adamant about you don't want supers to one-off each other, to cancel each other out or whatever. Which makes sense, but I feel like if you add precision damage, especially the Golden Gun, that may still negate everything you don't want to happen with supers. Because a precision shot from a Golden Gun can probably give you an extra, like, 40 to 50 damage, depending on, I guess,
that's probably also why they would probably do damage fall off if I'm thinking about it, if it has precision damage too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
That would make sense. Um, oh, since we were on that topic, the Sentinel Super looks more and more badass the more we've seen it now. I'm actually more excited to use it now because like it works almost as like the Aegis from Bog.
Oh yeah, it's totally the same mechanic
Yeah.
as the thing from Bob.
Like it looks
That's the
so
first thing
badass.
I thought about when I saw it.
Yep, it looks cool that you can have two teammates stand next to you and they don't take damage either, which is like, especially for like a raid boss, that would be awesome to have two teammates. You have two Titans on each side protecting the team. That would just be like
Yeah,
badass
I'm
as
already
hell.
telling you something we could do, especially since me, you, and one of our fellow countermates, Devil, are planning to play together, and we're probably gonna be two warlocks with you being a Titan. If you're a Sentinel, you can like set up the shield thing in your super, and then me and Devil can lay down the pulls, and we can just sit there like old school D1, you know, bubble, but not really bubble with the buffs, and then just melt
just
shit.
destroy everything. That'd be so cool.
Yep.
Yeah, no, just to continue on that. With the Sentinel being like an Aegis, like just in PvE and PvP, I guess. I feel like it gives the Titan. It almost, to me, it makes the Titan feel more like an actual Titan, like it is in the like a tank. It makes it more tanky because now he has this mobile shield that he can use. He can use it offensively if he needs to like ricochet off your head, or he could just straight up pop his super, have this shield, and just kind of roam the map protecting his teammates. And especially in a PvE environment, like a raid or something, that would be crucial to have a Titan. If you're someone's getting weak, you just pop that bubble, or pop that super, have that shield to protect them. To even eat some boss damage potentially even. That's actually really cool. I like that they've made the Titan feel more like a tank. And again, being a Titan main, that to me is awesome.
Yeah, I'm curious on the extent of really seeing what they do with the Sentinel, especially since their design philosophy for supers is for them to be more aggressive and not tactical, or I forgot the other word they used. They don't want them to be tactical or defensive.
Yeah.
But that being a shield and seeing the ability we saw so far of it being able to block, it does seem that there's still utility to be tactical and defensive with that. So I wonder how that'll come out in the final look for it. Maybe we'll find out in the beta. But I do wonder how they're doing that.
Like, I think why it is different than like the bubble is in being tactical, because the bubble is on a place in a position you can't move it. With this, you can simply pop the shield, eat a shot, and then throw the fucking shield at someone's face. So it kind of like, you eat the shot and then just hit them in the face with it, which is like, that's why it is an aggressive super still, but it has the defensive capability. So it like, you don't just pop it just to be, oh, I'm gonna block this, I'm gonna defend this. You can if you really want to, but they gave it that like offensive capability. So now I can block your shot, but I can also block your shot and then just ricochet my shield off your head to kill you really quick, which I think is like pretty cool. I'm not in Freehold anymore. That's cool. Go ahead.
We're like underneath the city.
Yeah, I know.
Right, but the way I see it, I think that the introduction of the Sentinel rather than the Defender is a well-needed balance.
Yeah.
I want to say that after taking King, every class had the ability of area denial, or what do they call it? Area denial. Except for, well, every class had it effectively except for the Titans. I guess their area denial would be
a bubble with the helmet.
Or right. But we see something different now. We see a mobile support.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Technically, the Titan does have area denial abilities. It has some spots where it's Sunbreaker. It has its Fist of Havoc and its After. What the shit? It has its Fist of Havoc and its Aftermath, and it has Pulse Nades for the same thing in PvE anyway. And then like the Defender has, of course, the Defender bubble. So it does have it, but like that means to piggyback on what you said, it kind of has more options now. Because now it's you can put it wherever you want, and once that position is gone, you can move it. Which I think is actually really cool. Yeah.
Let me redefine it. What I really meant was it has area denial, but the thing about that is I should have said it in a better way. I apologize for misunderstanding, but what I meant was that it's now a mobile support class on its own. I think every other what I meant was every other class has air deniability,
Oh
but also
yeah,
has a
yeah,
support class that can roam. Titans didn't really have that per se. I guess it had like it was more of like a lancer, in my opinion. And I guess with a sentinel, I'm seeing a lot of opportunities for it to be like an actual support, a true support class,
yeah.
if someone wanted to use it like that.
That makes sense. I can understand that. It is a support class, but it is still a offensive super. That I
Right.
feel like the ricochet off the head is still going to do like redonkulous damage. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's definitely really interesting to see how it plays out.
What were
I'm
you
still really
thinking?
curious what they're gonna do with the Voidwalker, since that one we saw like the least out of everything.
Yeah, the new subclasser suit was wow. Subclasser, yeah. I'm not tired at all. I swear. The new
Yeah,
Voidwalker super looks kind of interesting. I guess is the word I'll use for it. Just
yeah,
given from what we saw, like how the Nova Bomb splits
yeah.
or
It was
whatever.
a super quick clip. It was like the
Yeah,
least amount we saw of anything.
but that's for I guess when I'm hoping at E3 they kind of reveal some more, just some other
Yeah,
subclasses.
definitely.
And the biggest thing that I want is a beta release. Please give
I think
me
we'll get the beta
info.
release day at E3. I think
Yeah,
they'll save it for E3
please do.
because that's a big stage, and they'll get it across to, people.
Yeah, tons of
Oh,
people.
and a reminder, what day is the E3 for those of us that
Oh, I
I
believe
know it's.
it lasts for a week,
I think it's
for
next
about
week,
a week.
honestly, or the week
No, not
after.
next week. No, it
No, it's
starts
the
in
week
the,
of my birthday, isn't it? Is it in the middle of the month
I
or is
think
it
it
the end
starts
of the
the
month?
18th because my
Yeah.
son's birthday is like the beginning of E3.
so guard. Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah, so it's like around the 18th, I think.
So June 18th.
Um,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Sounds good.
because I think that's a Sunday, isn't it? And that's the usually Sunday's usually the first day, the first like conference thing, and then
Um.
it goes on through the week.
Yeah, it's a Sunday. Yeah.
And
Yeah, so it could be the week of 18th. That would make a lot of sense. Um. Yeah. To continue on like the Destiny 2 story, I guess. Something that I saw, I think yesterday, I found very interesting was, they're talking about the crap. Now I'm getting a brain fart. Long days.
Slacker.
Crap. Just had it in my head now too. Well, that's gonna get edited out. I'm retarded. Anyway, let's get into something different we didn't do last week. Something we started doing when we were doing like our I guess warm up podcast episodes. What is your guys' favorite story mission? It could be in Manila, Taken King, or Rise of Iron, or it could be Homecoming from Destiny 2,
Mm, favorite story mission.
or Strike, or both.
Jeez, that's the one that you gotta think about.
Right?
It's a rough one. It's a rough one. There's a lot of
Strike. I'm gonna have to go with Akul.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Alakul, yes,
Yeah.
Alakul. I thought that was a cool story. We found out about somebody who actually tried to usurp Oryx.
Yeah.
We got to find out about the prisons. Technically, a little bit into what more into I guess the hive culture and how they're not as hive mind like if you could say
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
as we would think. They actually have disagreements and they'll fight with each other. We got to actually kind of see that. Also, I really love just the boss encounter. The boss encounter
Yeah.
was really cool and really unique, fighting
That
in the
is-
dark and he'll pop out and
And the music.
teleport. And oh, the music is good too, yes.
I don't know. My favorite story mission. Honestly, I don't really know my favorite story mission.
over here, Abyssol.
That is a tough one. Um, McCoy, you have anything to add? You have a favorite story mission?
Oh, it's oh yeah, I forgot to. I'll share my favorite story mission and my favorite strike because I've been thinking about that. I want to say my favorite story mission is the do for I want to say it's Prayed Its Door. I think that's the name of it.
Oh, the one with
Paradox.
The Wilson class where you have to. Yes, is that the one?
Yeah, Paradox is the
one. Where we help
Paradis
out and we bring him back into the timeline and all that jazz.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're diverted to like I think Venus or whatever it is, and given his last log, and then find his ghost.
Wait, what?
Yeah, isn't that Paradox?
Yeah, that's Paradox.
Whenever
Yeah,
you
Paradox.
take the heroic. Yeah. Okay. I want to say that's my favorite one. It's a really I want to say everything past Taken King, even though we learn about the huge Hypermata and the Force about it. Everything's kind of fleshed out. Like we're able to go into lore and discover, certain aspects how things work. I feel that with Paradox, it's a little different, and it goes to show that there are some things in Destiny that we can't. The lore doesn't really give us a grip on.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me that feeling of like mystery. Like wow, there's still something that we just can't understand in the game.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like the Hive, which we're able to understand after finding the books of sorrow and doing things like that.
Actually, now that I think about it, I can now say my favorite story mission too. My favorite story mission is actually the last story mission of Rise of Iron.
I was gonna say that.
We got to fight the Guardians. Yep.
I was gonna say that.
Go.
Iron 2 is probably my favorite story mission. That mission was like fucked with me so hard. Just to see Yolder and Radagast hung from the fucking ceiling, that just like that was fucked up. That was
it
definitely.
Radagast? Was Radagast one of the three there?
That's right, Radagast was one of the three.
No,
Was
it was Radagast. It was Yolder, Gillian, and Felwinter.
Oh, Felwinter, that's what I meant. Yeah, Felwinter. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, just seeing them hung out like strung there was just kind of
fucked up.
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
fucked. Seeing them like when you first enter,
where we actually fought other Guardians, technically.
Right? And just like seeing that, just kind of like, wow. You saw pure evil and just, yeah, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
Right in the feels.
Oh, speaking of that, transferring topics back to Destiny 2 a bit, one of the things that's come out since the reveal is when they were on the guided games directory and they had the Nightfall that they had on the option for the guided games thing had a description of the strike that was the Nightfall. And in the description, it talked about Fallen and Siva. So we're gonna have a Siva strike.
Oh, thank God! They don't just kill it all.
Yeah.
I was afraid they were just gonna say.
If I remember what it says exactly, it's something like some Fallen are like basically kind of like messing with Siva, and we have to like go over and stop them in the strike.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. I'm actually glad. I'm hoping that if Siva returns, that they do shut the door on Saladin or open the door or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I do wonder if we'll get like how it'll look in Destiny 2, you know?
Yeah.
If it will be the same enemies, if they'll like fight the same or anything, or how exactly. If it's like actually splicers or it's those new Fallen we've seen in the trailer or something. Or if it's the splicers of old in Rise of Iron right now.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Sure. That would be interesting to see a different Fallen house that has splicers, and that would be interesting. To continue on the other topic, favorite strike of mine? Either Shield Brothers, which is really weird because I know it's a pain in the ass, or
It's honestly only a pain in the ass on like Solar Burn. Otherwise, it
Yeah.
is a cool strike. You know, you have dual bosses and they come in and out, and you have like
Yeah.
both of them at the same time. It's a really cool
Yeah.
strike. It's one of one of those things that make Taken King really good.
Yep.
It's just, of course, if you put certain modifiers with anything, it can become annoying.
It's annoying as hell. And the new Septic Strike. The old one was kind of meh because he was a bullet sponge, but them adding the different mechanics to him, yeah.
Though it is hilarious that you could do so much damage that you could kind of skip the mechanics a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's jokes. So unbelievable. You could just
Like, he'll get one shield out for sure, but if you do enough damage, you can just straight up skip the other two.
I think it was last week we did that. I forget what the modifier was.
Him because of the modifiers.
Yeah. And I got pooped
I think
on.
it was special and something. Special and elementalist burn. Specialist and an elemental burn. I forgot what it was. Maybe arc or solar. But yeah, point is, yeah, he got shredded.
Yeah, he gets wrecked. And I also like that I like the fact that they added music from a fan to the battle scene.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
that was
that.
a cool thing, yeah.
Oh, I'm checking out battle music. I love Kovic's battle music. His is amazing. It sounds so cool.
I don't think I've really paid that much attention to
Yeah,
it
'cause
because
it's
I'm too
chaotic
worried
as hell.
about not getting fucking wrecked by the ogre or wrecked by Kovic or wrecked by the Shanks if it's arc burn or wrecked by the other ads if it's solar burn.
Yep.
So it's just death.
It's total just a shit show.
Yeah. It is hilarious that if you're quick enough, you can actually nuke the ogre after you kill Kovic.
Yep.
Which is funny. Like I golden gunned the ogre last time I did it.
McCoy, you didn't say your favorite strike.
My favorite. Oh, that's right.
Slacking, bro.
I know. I want to say it's. That's a good question. I had it in mind, and then you said a few strikes, and now I have
Question yourself. You full of doubt.
Yeah. My whole life has been a lie because of this mystery. I would have to say my favorite strike to do would be. I can't remember the name of it. The Archon Priest on Venus.
Winter's Road.
Winter's Road.
Winter's Road.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a fun. It's weird the way that the strike progresses. How you go from infiltrating their hive. I want to say fortress, I guess you can call it. To like taking their shanks and riding across the dunes until you get to their Archon Priest. It's to me it's just progression. I like progression.
I like it. I like
I think my favorite part about that strike is that you can flinch the ever-living hell out of him. You can flinch lock that boss so hard.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And then the final map where you fight him is actually really well made. It's a good map.
Oh my god.
It's not like there's no like traditional like symmetric, like symmetry with it. It's just like it feels like a pirate's dead. Does that make sense?
Really, Shaqs, you get teabagged a minute time.
No, that makes sense, McCoy. That is a good strike. I like the Taken version of it personally, just because it's like that fight is so cool. I just love how they implement some story into it. When your ghost actually talks and recognizes that it's not the regular Archon Priest. I do like that. Okay, so now some lore topics. Something we have spoken about doing on the show for a while, but have never actually done. It's time to get into like lore discussions, just because it's something that was the main reason we started this podcast, was to talk lore, or one of the main reasons to talk lore, and just kind of share our thoughts and ideas on like just certain things in lore. So I guess the topic for today would be, what do you guys, like, just from the lore, I guess, what do you guys think exactly happens to, do you think, actually no, this is part lore, part not. With Sunsinger, Defender, and Blade Dancer disappearing, how do you think lore-wise we would obtain Sentinel, Arcstrider, and Dawnblade?
Okay, so yeah, that's speculation on
Yeah.
the lore of it. I think there's probably two ways we get those classes. And it both depends on if we actually start off in the story mission with them, like did it have
Better
to
not.
reveal or not. I hope, yeah, I hope not. But if one way it could be is maybe they're an evolution of the original three.
Yeah.
Because depending on how much time they could put in between, you know, Destiny 1, the end of Destiny 1 technically, story-wise, and beginning of Destiny 2, it could be like years or months because, you know, Guardians are immortal, so it could be like crazy amount of years. And maybe we've just learned and evolved those two subclasses so that they are now. Just through mastery of the light or whatever. It could be something like that. The other way, of course, is if we don't start off with those, after we lose our light, we get those subclasses from whatever becomes our new source. Maybe it's the shard of that of the traveler that got corrupted. That's in the EVZ, or you know, just another source that we find elsewhere.
Yeah, well, that actually pretty much sums up what I was gonna say. Yeah, no, it's actually great. I guess to continue lore, I think again, no sleep, not really prepared, tired as hell.
That's all right.
I'm trying to think of a lore topic. You guys have a good lore topic? What do you guys pick?
Oh, well, wait, I had a...
I'll go for it, McCoy.
I wanna... Okay, well, it wasn't a topic, it was just an answer to the previous question.
Oh, go for it. Yeah, if you have a different idea from what I said.
Because I know, like, the basic, you know, the one that pretty much everybody accepts now is, you know, they're based on the lore, there was different ways of obtaining light than just getting it from the Traveler. There was getting it through different ways, as we've seen in the subclass quest to get the Taken King subclasses. And I suppose that would, if there was any, like, first choice, that would be it. But I want to say that perhaps there was a more metaphorical, like, reason. Or another metaphorical thing. It's
Like
hard to flesh out
besides,
because I've
like a
actually
different...
just been...
Go ahead.
So, it's, I want to... Okay, so let's start with, like, the Defender. So, with the Defender Super, when you pop it, you mark that territory. That territory is basically, it's your home, in a way, I guess you could say. And you mark it, and you can't, you know, everything's revolved around that point, right? And I want to say that with Sentinel, it kind of symbolizes how we lost our home, how we're roaming, we're on the run. To reclaim lost power, I guess you could say.
Okay.
With Sunsinger, I guess you could say in a way because it looks like the Cabal has taken over. I don't know. You can interpret it different ways, but for all intents and purposes, we don't have command over our sun anymore. Like we don't have free reign over the, you know what I mean, over the inner part of the solar system.
Okay.
Because the law like that. Is that kind of an acceptable way?
I mean,
I want to say that with Dawnblade, I'm sorry, I'm almost done. But with Dawnblade, I feel like Dawnblade kind of takes that role of arbiter. It takes the role of issuing justice to those that took away our sun from us. I don't know. I feel like all these subclasses, they kind of personify a little bit of like a Avenger in a way.
okay, that.
And I feel like they've shaped their light to do that. Like that's specific. Like I'm not. I didn't just say all that to bring up the plans. Like they shape their light because they have the ability to wield it and shape it as they wish. I feel like they're still able to take advantage of the sources that provide Arc, Solar, and Void, but they shape it into these Avenger roles. I don't know.
It's an interesting, kind of complicated thing of it. But you brought up something that actually got my gears rolling, because I was kind of wondering, okay, so we're not gonna, at least at launch, we're not gonna have the old, areas, the Cosmodrome, Venus, Mars, and the Dreadnought even.
Yeah.
But outside of the EDZ, we actually the next place after the EDZ, the closest to Earth and just that inner solar system where all the areas were, is Saturn's moon. Actually, no, it wouldn't be Jupiter.
No,
Jupiter's moon is
it'd be
closer.
Jupiter's. Yeah, it'd be Titan.
Yeah, Jupiter's. So Titan. So I'm assuming lore-wise, the Cabal kind of take control of our inner part of our solar system.
That makes sense, actually.
Because if you think about it, besides, the European Dead Zone, which is Earth itself, we obviously go there first, as Bungie said, after we lose the tower. And then from there, next is Titan, all the way by Jupiter, which is, past Mars, past Venus, past Mercury. So maybe there's a point in the story where in the EDZ or whatever we get a ship back or whatever, and we actually have to make it past maybe their blockade line or something. Because there is that scene also. There is that scene also quickly in the trailer where you actually see them flying past. I think it was Jupiter or Mars with all the ships coming into our solar system or whatever.
Oh,
it's really
yeah.
quick, and they have the
yeah.
wave where they're flying through past a planet.
Yeah.
I forget what planet it is. I'll have to look at it again. So, and remember how they also set up on Mars. On Mars, they had the exclusion zone. Remember during the vanilla story. And we had to basically break through the exclusion zone, which no one ever did before or whatever, according to the story.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they set up something similar, but with the inner part of our solar system. And that's why we can't go to Venus, or we can't go to, Mars, and all those areas. So we're kind of stuck on Earth, hiding in the EDZ until basically we find a way out or past them.
That would actually make sense. We get pretty much stranded because they do destroy the tower pretty much or take it over anyway.
Yeah, so we lose our ships obviously, and then we gotta find it or something again.
Or find new ships.
One.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I think that is extremely logical. That is something that could happen. It's just, story-wise, there's so many different angles. Oh, I got wrecked.
Like I said, I do just want them to have a good reason why we don't go to those areas instead of just oh, they're just not here just because.
Yeah.
Because Mars you definitely understand because Cabal were all over Mars from the get-go anyways. But what about Venus? Venus was home of the Vex. It was basically halfly a Vex planet. I mean, we stopped it from completely becoming a Vex planet by killing the Nexus multiple times. But, the ball of glass is there. And then, of course, you have the Dreadnought. What happened to the Dreadnought? Is it still just sitting there floating by Saturn?
That's another topic. Yeah, that's something. That's actually there's so many things you could go into with lore. I feel like with the Dreadnought, what we could do in Destiny 2 is use it as a beachhead. Use the Dreadnought to maybe the final assault of Gary's ship. Use that to kind of breach his defenses or whatever. Use the Dreadnought as a beachhead or a missile, just direct it right at his ship, and then we hop off and the show starts. Or they could just simply say it got destroyed, which I could see happening since we
I
are
can see
on.
the Cabal just wrecking shit as they came in our system along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Just how the Cabal do things, they blow up planets just for getting in their way. So I could totally see them just saying, fuck the Dreadnought, fuck the Reef, fuck the Winter's Peak, all that.
Yeah. That would make more sense. I think that, I don't know, there's so many different ways they could go with this story. All we can really do now, obviously, is speculate. But with the lore, there's just so many things. Actually, one of the big things I want to talk about lore-wise, actually, is the expansions. Osiris and Rasputin. With the Osiris expansion. I was actually at home and like I've some of the things. You know how Bungie's when they talk about things, they say this is the biggest thing. They kind of like leave a little bit. I don't like. They kind of leave a little mystery. Like a lot of things they say. Like you have to like dissect almost everything they say to get like exactly what they mean. And oftentimes when they talk about the EDZ, they say it's the largest one in Destiny yet. I feel like with Rasputin and with Osiris, we may get further, like more places to explore, which can help us delve like deeper into lore. I feel like we might go to Mercury again, unless it is completely pooped on, which it looks like it was. Or we may even get to like go into the heart of Rasputin. And I honestly with Rasputin, I feel like there's still so many questions we have about him. Is he truly an enemy now? Like, has he updated to an enemy? Is he sentient? Is it sentient? Yeah, I think it's sentient. Is he like 100% coherent of what he's doing? And if so, how the fuck do we stop him? That's like my question now. So for lore wise, I guess with that, I don't really know. No, like, for lore with Rasputin, I guess Rasputin's lore has been like beaten to the ground already, so you can't really go on more of that. But the Osiris one, with that being a thing, what do you guys honestly expect? Like from the Osiris DLC, not even just lore-wise, just in general. What are you guys expecting?
Vex.
Yeah, true.
We're going.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna bring back the Vex. I think it's gonna major center around the Vex because that's always been Osiris's expertise.
Yeah,
that's what he became obsessed about. Just like Tolan became obsessed about the Hive, Osiris became obsessed about the Vex. And you know, further proof of that is in D1. You know, Trials of Osiris takes you to Mercury, which is a Vex planet.
Yep, and deep in the base of Lighthouse is like corpses of Vex and guns and stuff that like leave a lot to interpret and think about.
You know, something else that's really interesting now. Speaking about the Vex, sorry, this is getting a little off topic.
No,
but you remember in The Taken King how, you know, each subclass had a different mission to get, you know, your Night Stalker, your Stormcaller, and your Sunbreaker?
Yep.
The one similar thing in all of those, even though you went to 3 different planets, is that
Vex.
you all fought Vex.
Yep.
I wonder if there's a tie to that. I wonder if there's just something...
Honestly, that would make a lot of sense. One thing that kind of like registered in my head that could be a thing, but I hope it's not. We may not get the Taken King stuff until the Osiris DLC. Like the subclasses, we might not get those until then. Which
I think
I hope not.
Well, how do you guys feel about that? Do you guys want to, or do you guys rather have 3? I mean, some people like more is good. Some people like.
I'm a sun bro, so I want my Sunbreaker back, like definitely. But I definitely can understand why it wouldn't be back, just because it seems like. It would make sense to kind of, it's a new game, new beginning, give us just the 2 subclasses that we started original Destiny with. I guess, and kind of, sort of a bit of them, because you don't really have Sunsinger, I guess. But yeah, I feel like we should be able to start off. I would be totally cool starting off with Sentinel and Striker as a Titan. It would hurt a little bit, because I won't have that Sunbreaker. But again, I can adjust, and I can, I guess, I can adjust, and I can kind of just go from there and like embrace it eventually. You'll be fine
being Captain America for a while,
right? I'm totally cool with being Captain America for a while. I have no problem with that at all. Hold on. Keep going, guys. You got something? Sorry, someone messaged in the chat.
But yeah.
Oh, trash.
But yeah, going back to Osiris and what we expect from Osiris DLC. So yeah, definitely maybe we'll get to taking King subclasses back there if we don't get them earlier or later. That would be interesting. It'll have to do with the Vex, like I said. But the thing is, too, they can also tie in so many things with Osiris because he's just a part of so much lore and so much history besides just the Vex. He was there at the Battle of the Six Fronts, you know. He used to be the commander of the Vanguard before Zavala. He was the Speaker's apprentice. Saint 14 went chasing after him and then disappeared. Toland in one... Yeah, there's that. Toland was calling out to him from the Ascendant Realm, if you read the Grimoire card with Toland.
You know,
so apparently he has a tie with Toland as well.
This is something that just popped in my head. This is totally, like, way speculating, but... So, with the Osiris thing, with him being the old leader of the Vanguard, what if, leading into that DLC, Zavala dies? Like, not during the main story, obviously, but during the DLC or the lead-in to the DLC, Zavala dies, or we find out the Speaker is dead, so we're trying to find new leadership for the Vanguards, and that's why we contact him. I think that would be interesting.
He was the Speaker's apprentice.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would work if, okay, well, it'll be fine if Zavala dies, I guess. But if Zavala isn't dead, though, how... No, well, well, you said you're the one who were trying to kill him off and replace him with Osiris. See, you just want a Warlock to lead you. It's okay, Shaqs, we understand.
No, because Zavala's a Warlock main. Fucking bitch.
The voice actor, yes, the voice actor of Warlock.
Voice actor.
He's undercover Warlock, so you just want the real deal now? Okay.
Speaking of voice actor, bring back Dinklage. He's the
No,
we're good.
No.
We're good.
We do not need Dinklebot. Please, no.
I mean, it was a cool idea, concept of having Dinklage as Robot, but it just panned out better getting a new voice actor. And he's busy finishing up Game of Thrones.
Yep. I would not.
But like I was saying though, that will be interesting though because I don't know how Zavala will feel about Osiris.
Yeah, that's why I think Zavala might have to die.
Yeah, because the thing is, Zavala's kind of always been that kind of been with the Speaker. He's been on the Speaker side. A lot of his decisions, he's kind of more towards the Speaker side, and the Speaker did exile him. Not only that, but the Sunbreakers are tied to Osiris a lot.
Exactly.
And Zavala and the Sunbreakers don't get along. They're the reason. He was the reason why they left the city. Yeah. So that will be an interesting dynamic. But like I said, I still stand by the thing that I think it's honestly my two main guesses for people who will die is probably either Saladin or Zavala.
Yeah. It would suck to be either one.
Especially Zavala, just because they gave us his origin cutscene. Yeah. They're trying to set up emotional ties to that.
Yeah. Well, because everyone has an attachment to Cade, pretty much. So we already love Cade. So if he died, we'd be heartbroken. But yeah, adding an emotional attachment to Zavala would make his death a lot harder. Actually, it would make it. Yeah, it would be hard to see. And then with that happening, it would kind of just, personally for me, it would, I guess for story-wise anyway, it would kind of open up so many different things. That would explain why we go to find Osiris, because we need new leadership. Because the Speaker is probably destroyed, or a captain or whatever. Yeah, he's probably dead. If he's not, then we find him or whatever, but we still need that leader for the Vanguard. It needs to be someone, and Osiris... honestly, it would make a lot of sense for us to grab Osiris.
One crazy, kind of wild speculation here, wild, be warranted, wild.
Yeah.
What if they go all out, what if we lose all three leaders of the Vanguard?
Yeah, that's another thing. That would be fucked. That would make sense.
It would just be like a huge vacuum in like just government, I guess, for
Yeah.
the city and everything.
But how that though would also make factions extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
So that would actually give them more like an actual like, oh my god, I'm part of a faction now. It's like a real life thing, as opposed to just being like, I want the shader, I want the armor. Factions then that would be like the only form of like command we have in the tower and in the city and I guess among the guardians. So it's kind of, yeah, it would make sense. It would be kind of weird, but it would make sense. It would be fucked up to replace all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling they would, or they might kill everyone except for Ikora, because like there's really nothing about her that like if she died, I don't think anyone would really give a shit. It sounds fucked up, but like it just she's so
There's
like,
some love for our core out there,
yeah,
but
like
she's the
I
least
like her,
prominent
but
face
yeah,
in there because, you know, we have two
she talks
cutscenes
a
with,
little.
you know, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can't put it past Bungie because they totally fucked me up with Reach, Halo Reach.
Reach, they wiped everybody.
Yeah, they kind of
so
just were like,
fucked.
fuck this, fuck them, fuck that, fuck you.
Yeah, that was
I
so
was like,
fucked.
well then, okay, the feels.
Right?
Super feels. So I don't know if they'll go down that route because, like, for so far it seems like their philosophy is in the beginning it's gonna be us losing stuff, and then it'll be turned into a story of recovery.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, obviously, what we're gonna be losing is our powers, our stuff, our home,
And our
then
leadership,
after that, it's gonna be
because they
yeah, and then
all,
with the speaker.
Yeah, the speaker's gone, and then the three leaders
And then
kind
they
of just
split up.
dip. Yeah. That'd be cool. Like, probably potentially forming the
I
Vanguard.
wonder how
or
that goes down, honestly. Like, why they just, like, do they just
leave.
get separated and decide to go their own way? Or do they actually get into, like, an argument because they're all frustrated with the loss? And
Yeah.
then they kind of decide to go their separate ways, and you gotta kind of, like, just bring them back together? Or how that exactly plays out?
Yeah, there's so many different paths it can go. Like, honestly, I'm interested in seeing, just because I think the concept of building ourselves and the Vanguard back up, to me, is it's a compelling one. It's a really cool idea, something we can do. It makes every decision you make even more important. Which in Destiny, decisions are important because obviously we're fighting like enemies of the galaxy, pretty much. But we don't actually ever have to say anything. So it would be cool to actually have us, I don't know, like fight certain enemies and like make a choice of who's going to be our leader and all that stuff, and actually build the Vanguard our way, I guess. It won't technically be our way because it's still going to be like a decision the game makes, but I feel like it would be better if like we get more acquainted with the new Vanguard leaders, if there are new Vanguard leaders, instead of just, oh, by the way, here's Destiny, here's your leader, here's Zavala, Cade, and Ikora. You have to kind of like read into the lore about them. I would like to have a more personal sort of like relationship with them. I guess with Cade you kind of have one from Taken King. Zavala, you kind of have one. Saladin, you definitely have one now with Rise of Iron. And I guess, yeah, Ikora is the only one you really don't have like a real attachment to. You have one with Shaqs just because of Crucible. It's like you know him, you heard him talk enough. Yeah, again, Ikora is like the only one who doesn't really do much. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different, I guess, things that could happen. Oh man. Okay. Yes, Pegger, I do agree with you that someone doesn't to die for the story to progress, to feel important.
It would seem like such a missed opportunity if someone doesn't die because of the whole fact of everybody basically besides you loses their light, kind of, and their ghost technically, and can't, you know, just revive.
I need to see blood, damn it.
I know, it seems kind of morbid.
Yeah, it is kind of morbid, but yeah, I agree with that. It's
A guilty
Give us
pleasure of
something
mine
that
too
tugs at
is
our
I want to
heartstrings.
actually meet or see if he dies or something, or basically what happens with Shin Malphur.
Oh yeah,
Because he's one of the guardians that, you know, kind of like real like heroes or whatever that's still around.
yeah.
But we just never met him. He didn't like leave the city technically either. He didn't get exiled like Tolan or Cyrus.
He just kind of did his own thing, pretty much.
Yeah. The
Chill.
latest we heard from him was him complaining about all of us using Thorn. In Crucible.
Yeah,
On the Widow's Court card, he complains that we're
yeah.
all running around with death. And he's like, y'all not be listening to me.
No, that is. I do want to see. I do want to meet like the people in like the lore, like the important people, like we said.
I hope they do
Osiris.
more of that through the adventures, how we're supposed to meet
Yeah.
characters and stuff and everything. A lot of people who've been living outside the city.
I want to put a
That'd be
face
cool.
to some people too. Like I want to put a face to Toland. I want to eventually, like with the Osiris DLC, I want to put a face to Osiris.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If it's like,
There's just there's certain people I just want to. Oh, question that Tiger had, which is interesting. Lysander, do you think he'll figure in the release? If so, how much? That's interesting, actually.
we are going out into outside the city. We're going into the EDZ. We are kind of going out there.
What if something I have like? What if like Hawthorne, since we do know she's in the game, what if she is like his second in command or something? Or she somehow is related to Lysander because she's survived outside the city with the strength of the traveler, the light of the traveler for however long, and Lysander's group has been surviving outside the city walls for I guess just as long. Even if that's not it, what if like I don't like. What if, with the speaker gone, we turn to Lysander? That would be interesting. Before Osiris, of course, but like we try to find him to kind of lead us, or like kind of give us some
I don't
info.
think
Whatever.
he'd be somebody we'd go to, especially if the other factions are still around.
I guess, yeah, true.
Because he wasn't really like Osiris, where Osiris was kind of like a leader. Like a main leader for everybody. Lysander, however, on the other end, was competing with the factions. You know what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
at? He's not like...
You're cool with
I
that.
don't see people, being down with that in our leadership structure that's probably left after the collapse of, the city and the tower. After the Cabal breakfast. I do definitely want to like see or hear more about that group though.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll have like I think it'll be like little bits or like little hints. We'll have more stuff about them. We'll hear more stuff about them. But I don't know if we'll actually see or face them or really talk to them because it seems like a pretty big deal. You know what I mean? It seems like one of those things that maybe an expansion will be about, or like a big part of the story would be about.
That would make sense.
Or
But,
Or
I
it could just
think
be,
that
or it could just be another faction. Like maybe we'll have more than just the 3 factions.
well, because it did say another faction might be in the game from what we've seen. So I wouldn't be surprised if like his faction was the 4th faction.
Yeah,
It would
maybe
make a
his
lot more
faction
sense.
came back or something. I mean, we got another foundry, Vice. I wonder where that came from.
True. That's
And if you
actually
notice,
interesting.
its color scheme is green.
Yep.
Lysander, maybe?
Lysander.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's- yeah.
That would be also interesting to see. I do want to see a new faction, just because of the 3. The one downside though, I feel like everyone's gonna go to the new faction, so you can't just make one. I feel like making one is a mistake just because everybody's gonna go to that new faction. Some people might stay to the old ones for like nostalgia, but you still have people who are gonna go to that new faction. 100%.
Well, hold on. I have a comment with that. In that, I think that we can kind of like take and see like what factions might come back. Like I want to say that Dead Orbit with their Armada will for sure come back, and I think we've even seen like snippets of someone talking to Dead Orbit, and I don't know if it was the trailer
Well, we
or
do know
something
that
like
Orbit
that.
is back because
Yeah, we see the armor.
the
We
armor,
see
the
it underneath her
blade, the
cloak.
Arc Strider is using when he's using his super, he has the Dead Orbit cloak on.
Yep.
Right.
And we've seen
But
the
New
Future War
Monarch,
Cult chess piece on a hunter, and we've seen
Yeah.
New Monarchy like shown off in
The
the
only
trailers.
one you do not see is Future War Cult, which raises
No, you do.
where?
There's a hunter with a Future War Cult chess piece.
That was a new Monarchy chess piece.
No, it's a Future War Cult chess piece. It has the F with the colors.
Oh,
Chess.
okay. Maybe not then.
It's super tiny, and it was in one of the reveal trailers where they have like a hunter waving in front of the screen. Someone screenshot it, and you can see the tiny F with the Future War Cult colors on the
Okay, well
chess
then
piece at the top.
that's good.
Yeah, it's super hidden. But it's there. They were probably the least shown. That wasn't as obvious as everybody else, so that's why everybody missed it at first. What if New Monarchy's still not even like around? Because we saw it in the trailers while the city was getting attacked, but we didn't see it afterwards though. And New Monarchy's whole thing was about the city and about recovering, what we've lost, starting with the city, having our base of operations in the city and having a unified leader and all that. So what if we actually lose the New Monarchy faction?
Replace it with Lysander.
With the Cabal attack? Yeah, and replace it with like Lysander's or something.
That would be
Considering
cool.
New Monarchy was the one that took out Lysander's group.
That would be cool.
And they would be the most like not down with him coming back because they went to war with that faction.
Yeah, I think what would also be cool is like you could, if you do lose Future War Cult and then gain, New Monarchy and then gain Lysander, that could also lead to more Guardian v Guardian battles in game, which I think is what a lot of people want. We want to fight other Guardians, so we would fight people like other Guardians, Future War Cult Guardian, Jesus Christ, the Monarchy Guardians, and that would, I think, I'm totally cool with that. Just more Guardians, and that could also lead to more like little adventures and stuff. Like one of the lost sectors could be us going into the base of New Monarchy, like New Monarchy's new base of operations or something like that, or like a new faction's base of operations, and like kind of attacking it, disabling it, and whatever.
That sounds closer to World PvP, which would be really cool if they did, but I don't think they'll do it here in Destiny 2.
Well, no, not like actual Guardians, but like, how we fought like the one like Winter and stuff. I think it would be something similar to that. So just pretty much like regular like ads, just with New Monarchy armor on them. I think that would be really, really interesting.
It'll be interesting. I don't know if they'll go that far yet. But that's something I do maybe hope that would be really cool if they had Bungie does later down the line sometime is World PvP. I really enjoyed that back in like Warcraft days and stuff like that.
They have it in ESO too. Yeah, it's interesting. It makes life tough because you can't like go out in certain places, but it's still pretty fun.
Well, there's options to get around that. Like what Warcraft did was they had like you could basically toggle PvP on and off.
Yeah.
And there was a timer between you can make the switch, again after you do it.
PC is getting taken over by Blizzard, so maybe you can some functionality sharing there or something like that.
Could be. I don't know what they'll do for Destiny 2 though. What maybe down the line, maybe Destiny 3 or something or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely interesting.
There's so many aspects. We can go on and on and on talking about Destiny 2. There's so many different things we could even bring up.
So what's your guys' predictions for what they're going to show at E3? That's new. Because they're obviously going to repeat kind of what they did at the reveal, a lot of that stuff. Because the reveal was more for people like us, the hardcore fans. I think their stuff at E3 is going to be more for the people that they want to try to bring back to Destiny, that wrote Destiny off as not their game.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it kind of seemed like that with Mark Noseworthy too. When they asked him about them being at E3, he was like, "Oh, most of the stuff we wanted to do here, but there'll be an announcement or two at E3." That's kind of his word. So it seems like we're not going to get that much new information. Maybe just a beta day and maybe a new tidbit info here and there. But what do you guys think?
I'm thinking that we're gonna see a lot, especially for those players that kind of, swore off of Destiny because they might have thought it didn't live up to its initial hype. I'm willing to bet that Bungie's really gonna push the RPG elements. They're really gonna push and show like how they expanded on that because they already know it's a first person shooter. Like,
So you
that's been
think they'll
established.
show off maybe like the new patrol, the actual
And lost
gameplay,
sectors
and like
and the dungeoning
lost sectors and adventures? Yeah, that would be cool. I really do.
Showing
and
off a
the
lot of
social
sectors would be
spaces that are
awesome.
kind of bigger, and the new quests too, like the side missions.
Yeah, that would be really cool if they did delve into that.
Yep. I agree. One thing I think they'll show is more subclasses. Because like Game Informer? Game Informer finally got their hands on the like that's how we saw the Sentinel gameplay. Was Game Informer posted it, and they got to play with Sentinel. So I'm hoping to see more new or more subclasses revealed, like the Ward Walker, and then hopefully the Taken King subclasses make somewhat of a return. If not, then I guess wait. I don't think they've actually confirmed or denied if we're gonna get all three back anyway. They haven't really said much, so I'm hoping to get at least just more subclasses. And I don't know. One thing to piggyback on what McCoy said, I'm hoping to see more I'm hoping like they add the MMO slash RPG sector to it. Like they make it so like you have to like they show that you have to make like an important decision between A or B, pretty much. It would be cool if they added that element to Destiny, since it will be technically, I guess, an MMO, and MMOs have those decisions where like you can choose to do this or you can choose to do that. I'm hoping they kind of show off that
Wait,
they
you
want to
mean
make
like
it.
game mechanic wise or story
Yeah,
wise?
like story wise. I think that would be because in MMOs, most MMOs have that where like it's like you can steal the money and go here, or you can talk to this guy, return the money or whatever. I'm hoping to kind of show something like that, where it's more like I guess like of course more of its RPG MMO feel, so we know it's not just an FPS that we have. Because we all know it's just FPS.
It would be cool. I don't know if they'll go the choices route technically yet with that. Because MMOs do that, but they kind of do it on the light side, unless you're talking about SWTOR, Star Wars, The Old Republic. That one does heavy with like choices because it's basically a power game.
Yeah.
So that one legit has like a dialogue wheel and everything.
Yep.
But like if you want to take Warcraft as an example, the Warcraft doesn't really have any choices really like that. Your choices are just game mechanic wise, like customizing your character and your abilities and all that. Guild Wars had some of that in a more simplified version, not as much as like the Old Republic did. But their choices were kind of more superficial because at the end of the story, basically everything kind of went down the same path. So in the beginning you had choices, but as you went further into the story, everybody's things kind of came together. Type thing. So it didn't really matter what you chose, you still ended up at the same end result.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, it'd be cool to have decisions, but yeah, again, I'm not really banking on it.
Yeah.
The more biggest thing, like I said, I just want to see more RPG feel. Like again, it's an FPS, so like I love FPSs. Well, I love this FPS anyway. But I do want it more story. Like I want to see more story in the game.
Yeah, my main concern is they want to tell the stories through the adventures. That's their big selling point for is through the adventures. So I want to see how they deliver with the adventures. Like, why are they 15 minutes? Well, how deep do they go into the lore? Or does it go as deep and as satisfying as the Grimoire? Since we're not gonna have Grimoire. Hopefully, they deliver on that, and then we won't miss the Grimoire. But I really hope we don't end up missing the Grimoire because they streamlined everything.
A little bit.
I kind of want to see that. I agree. I kind of want to see that Old Republic style kind of stuff. But you never, like you said, It would be weird to kind of implement that into this
Yeah, since this is
because
that
of a more
FPS style.
PvP-based game, I guess you could say.
Yeah, Shaq just blew himself up. He gets teabagged. Just.
Yeah. I kind of want to see if they have any other. Show us more about the, specifically for me, more about the quests. Like, show me exactly what they'll entail. Like, give us like a teaser quest in E3. Even though it's not, it's not the biggest or most spectacular missions, it adds something to those that had kind of been who left the game and just stopped. I didn't leave the game or stop, but it'll help people who came to the game initially for RPG elements and might have been disappointed.
Well, yeah, there's so much you can do. Like, there's so much they can do with this. So, like, I just hope they kind of stay with it. I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. Heck, do you have any questions? I know you're watching.
But yeah. Does anybody else have... Do we have anything else we need to talk about? We kind of went over...
We talked about the Eris tracker. Where is Eris?
Oh my goodness. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see her until like, the next big expansion, maybe next September. Maybe we'll get another big hive expansion type thing. Maybe run to save a thing or something. I don't think she'll tie to Rasputin that well. He's never really been a big thing with the hive. He just had the one Omnigul incident, really. That was it.
Well, and he had taken technically, so it's technically our hive.
Well, he technically has had every enemy type, so it doesn't really give importance to any of them.
True.
I mean, he's been attacked by Fallen, he's been attacked by the Cabal, he's been attacked by the Taken, he's been attacked by the hive. So, she's just never been tied really with the whole Rasputin story, really much. I think there's other people who are more likely to see there. Like, honestly, I think the Stranger is more tied to Rasputin than Eris. So maybe we'll see her again in that. That'll be interesting. It'll be kind of weird if they just never return to the whole Stranger thing.
Oh, yeah, like the kind of... She needs to be explained in the story.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we'll get more back. We'll get her back in the Rasputin thing, because that was the whole when we first woke up Rasputin and everything. That was all part of the vanilla storyline.
True.
So I think maybe we'll get her back with that, and the whole fact that she's like an exo, that's not a guardian. She wasn't forged in white.
Also true.
So maybe that.
What the fuck? Why did you switch things back? No.
Oh.
Yeah, it ends it if you switch, jackass.
That does weird things.
Good job, McCoy.
Thank you.
But yeah, so we'll probably won't see it there. And like I said, Eris in the last Grim Record Fortnite, she went to go find out more about how to defeat the hive permanently. So yeah. I don't think we'll see her till a hive thing again.
We could just
Do you know, or was that truly about? Oh, okay, yeah, she did. Never mind.
Honestly,
I'm just remembering.
I would be cool.
Yeah, she specifically said that.
I would be cool with nothing hive driven until the next September. Honestly, I'd be completely cool with it just because we have Crota and then Oryx.
Yeah,
I feel like that was overkill.
I think the hive are kind of, are more closer to us as enemies.
Yeah.
Them being like actual darkness and then worshipping darkness and everything. While the Vex are kind of just more neutral, I guess you want to say, because they just care about their own survival.
Yeah.
They worship darkness because they don't understand darkness, whereas Hive understands darkness.
They embrace it.
Well, the Vex technically worship the darkness just so in case the darkness wins, they survive. That's the whole reasoning behind that, actually. But yeah, so I do want to see Save It Through, and I do want to see more of the Hive. But yeah, I could definitely wait. We did get mostly
Just
Hive in
give-
D1, so we could put them on hiatus for a little bit, have them in D2. Obviously, we did have that one clip of what looks like an Oryx looking like Knight.
Yeah.
I think
It
Titan or
looks
something like
fucked up.
that. So we could have like something like that with them, but I don't want to see like a major push towards them till probably next September's big expansion, if they do it similar to the Taken King or something like that.
I don't know. I'm personally cool with never. Well, not never. I just feel like the next expansion is either Savathun or Nokris, and then we get Eris and people back.
Tolan, maybe we go into Tolan.
Yeah, Tolan would be cool.
That's messed up.
Tried to snipe me.
Well, with McCoy's death, I think we should tie it up
Yeah.
here.
Beggar, you
Oh,
posted
yeah,
something? I could not see that. What'd you say, man? Repeat it.
Oh yeah, I'll check it out. He was asking about the Fallen, I guess. Do we think we'll see them again in the story, and are they enemy or potential? Well, they're obviously an enemy. We did get a glimpse in the trailer of some new Fallen enemy types. They're like wearing like this blue or purple, like scarf armor symbol thing.
Yeah, and
now.
it like jumps in your face.
So we don't know if they're a completely new house, maybe one of the 3 houses that we've been missing, or if they're part of that super house that we think Prince Uldren was creating when the Grimoire, when he killed the House of Kings. So, and I don't know what's gonna happen with Barracks and all that, if we'll still have him as a potential fallen and all that, because we still don't know the status of the Reef and all that. So
Yeah,
we do
the
know we'll
Reef
have
is
fallen enemies.
definitely-
I don't know if we'll have fallen allies or anything like that. Or
It would be
why
cool to fight alongside
or
some.
what exactly those enemies are. But yeah.
It would definitely be cool to fight alongside them or fight them.
But yeah.
No, I think
Yeah,
that's a good.
so yeah. Shall we do plugins? Put the plugins in.
Yeah. You can't see me because, of course, I'm not using a camera. Again, I'm like half alive. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Shaqs. Find me on Twitch, same handle. I don't stream as much as I should, but I will be soon. I promise. And you can find me on YouTube with I'm gonna try to do weekly YouTube videos. Same thing, Lord Shaqs.
I'm Abyssol. You can find me on Twitter at Abyssol, and also on my Twitch handle, Abyssol2475. I do stream every now and then, like weekday evenings. So if you want to see more, you can just follow me on Twitter, and I'll announce whenever I'm streaming on there. McCoy, you got any plugins?
I'm McCoy. I don't really know what this handle business. I'm on Twitch under master_McCoy. So
You get direct in Skyrim all the time.
yeah, I stream Destiny and Skyrim, a lot of them. So you can prepare to be annoyed. And yeah, just come and watch us all. We're all pretty good people. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Great A.
Podcast is every Wednesday, same time, like 7 PT is what we usually do it. Pacific. 7 o'clock Pacific. And just drop us a follow. We appreciate it.
Sorry, this
Share,
this
tell your friends
podcast.
about this.
Yes, this podcast is a little odd. I've had no sleep, 27 hours, none. I'm exhausted.
It's kind of a pub bar feel, so we're kind of freeform.
Yeah.
Not that structured.
Nope.
So it's just chatting with friends at a table, getting drunk. In a cabal-filled city. And apparently watching Shaqs just abuse his friends. Fire matches. Thanks for watching, and I think we'll tie it up here.
To quote Joe, we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
Oh my goodness.
Bye! Never again, I promise.